This video is brought to you by the 9% and is powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. So until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
What up, though? Excuse me. It's the word. I am your reality coach, and this is a shot of reality. And tonight we got a very, very special guest. We got the sensei. But first, before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Miss V, what up, though? Appreciate you. Sensei, the one and only Cat Daddy is in the house. Lisa J, appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Yeah, we just go wait for the sensei to hit the link. But we're gonna talk about the power of integrity. We're gonna hit it from a couple angles. But to inform people the importance of integrity, how it can be developed, how it can be used, how it can be beneficial. I think we need to talk about that. And each one of these subjects, right? Everybody think they got integrity, and the reality is, no, that's not what it is. Breeze, what up, brother? Appreciate you. But we're going to get into it tonight. We're going to talk about integrity tonight. So, to give a basic layout, I just give my understanding of integrity, right? And then when Sensei get up here, we'll let him give his. But integrity to me is honesty, loyalty, and displaying my morals and values. Displaying them, putting them out for show. Feeling very strong about it. Letting it spew out. Sensei, what up, though?
Yo, what's good, my man? How you doing?
Like enjoying life. I appreciate you coming up, having the conversation with me, brother.
All right, can you hear me? Do I sound clear?
Yeah, you sound clear. Don't like responsibility. Back, breathe. Breathe. What up, though, bro? Appreciate you. My bad. I ain't even looking at my phone. Breeze, yeah. Responsibility. Integrity. It can be built a lot of different ways, right? Even responsibility shows honor. Courage. To take responsibility because we know how hard it is. So, a lot of things come out of responsibility. So definitely. Sensei, so what you think, bro? When you think of integrity, what comes to mind?
Oh, well, first I want to say thank you for having me up, man. I appreciate it, man. I got mad respect for you. Like I said, you keep me humble, man. Look,
Man, still sharp and still. I appreciate you, brother.
But I just want to say salute to the folks in the chat, man. I hope everybody's doing well. I wish good fortunes to all of you all. But man, for the longest, I simply kind of just thought that integrity was doing what's right when nobody is looking. That was kind of, just the vague, all around definition that I use. And then when you hit me up to ask me about this, I started just, looking at a few YouTube videos, doing a little bit of reading, and I see that it's a little deeper than that. For instance, because got into the etymology of it a little bit, and it comes from the Latin word integer, and it's kind of integer, the same thing as in math is a whole number. So integer means whole and complete, and integrity stems from that. And so one of the definitions of integrity is the state of being whole or undivided. And so, like over, in this, in your chats and stuff, we talk a lot about, spirituality, kind of touch on the metaphysics and things like that. And so that definition that I read today definitely made me look at integrity a different way. Hey,
Mm.
Tay.
Tay Eats in the building, y'all. What up, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Somebody else come in? I'm trying to look at the computer. I really can't. Yeah, Miss V in here. She probably she on the headphone chilling. But that's I got this saying, right? It was something that I thought of when I was uh trying to change myself, right? And I asked myself, what's the easiest way to become what I desire? And it was to do the same thing in the dirt that I do in the light. So when the light is found in the dirt, all you see is consistency. That's all you see, And so when you said that, I was like, brother, then you gave it even deeper understanding, being whole. I wasn't gonna go deep with that with the entomology, but I'm happy you did, because, like you said, integral. Um, and you saying metaphysics, right? To be whole. So when I talk about the mind, the body, and the soul, you know, um, so morals and values, thoughts and feelings. You see what I'm saying? When I said I let it spill out of me. So that was me putting, bringing the metaphysics into uh, something simpler. So I like how you broke that down. Sugar Love, what up, though? That's what I'm saying. That's why I enjoy these conversations
You
because.
know, oh, go ahead.
Oh no! I just wanted to say that was dope.
Yeah, and I think when we speak of integrity, a lot of the times, you just pretty much alluded to it, but a lot of the times, we think about integrity as in how we display it to the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
But are we showing integrity within ourselves? Are we, being hard on ourselves when we need to be hard on ourselves when we see ourselves slipping? Are we, holding ourselves responsible and accountable,
Mm-hmm.
behind closed doors? Because like you just said, what you do in the dark is going to come to the light. That everything from our thoughts to our even to our wins and our losses, just how we hold ourselves when it's just us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Miss Tracy, what up, though? Appreciate you. Man, we're gonna have to start a philosophical podcast. I think that'd be dope. Because I mean, um, just being able to have this conversation and thinking and thought with you, I'm understanding it as the expression of um, almost the expression of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like from a metaphysical standpoint,
Right.
um, and like when we talk about honor, the morals, the values, doing what's right, all that is different expressions from my heart.
Right.
So, like, even looking at integrity as, um, would you consider it as almost as a moral compass?
Well, I think I think integrity, when it boils down to it, is being living and being consistent with your values and your principles. Now, what makes that kind of sketch is that it's different strokes for different folks.
That's what I was thinking.
So what I'm saying. If you got what I'm saying, the homie on the corner that's doing this thing, getting his money the best way he know how. If he's sticking to his code and living by his word, and what I'm saying, standing on what he stand on, is he displaying integrity?
Integrity, right?
You know what I'm saying? If he living by the code,
See, so just even coming from different walks of life, like you said, people have different experiences, and predicated upon their personal experience, their compass might be different. So there's no so integrity is because I came from that life, right?
right,
Stand up people that is rare, and it's valued. Real stand up people like that, like even though you ain't you know doing a 9 to 5, I say it like that, um, and it's not as honest, but you still have uh, good people doing it the right way, where ain't nobody getting hurt and they're respectable.
right.
So is that not integrity? And Ty, what up, Nine? Appreciate you. Hey man, if y'all ain't checking out my sisters, man, please do. Tay Eats, her link is constantly getting dropped in the chat. Check this out. She got a dog show coming up. She's a master of numbers. Go check her out. When you check her out, make sure you hit the notification bell. That's a 9. You feel me? Check out my sis Antisocial. She got shows going on right after me. We promoting right after. She the unfiltered motivational speaker. So we get it in over there. So definitely check her out. Her link constantly will be dropped in the chat. Check out the 9, man. We're doing big things. Apologize, Cat Daddy. That was like a little infomercial.
No, no, you good, bro.
So let me tell you, let me ask you this, right? Um, what has, like, how would you say integrity? What what does it say to you when you can see it in someone else?
Trust
Mm.
that I can trust that they are who they say they are. And I know what I'm going to get from them. Meaning that they show up this way today, they'll show up the same way tomorrow. They're consistent. They're not flaky. Understanding that people have their bad days, but you know, 99% of the time you can count on them to be exactly who they present themselves to be.
Mm.
And that's a wonderful thing when, it's a person of, good moral fiber.
And
And I appreciate it the same if the person is a shithead. I know who you are.
right. And see, that's the thing for me. Like when I see integrity in people, that's generally what I understand. This is who they are. They've been consistent in being them. You can count on them to be them. You know, I believe in interacting with people, not for my own benefit, but for the benefit of both. I don't like if I feel like they only go benefit me and I can't benefit them, or vice versa. I don't choose to usually interact with people like that.
Right.
Because eventually it's going to be an issue for me. That's just my
Right.
personal experience, but generally it's an issue for me. So I just avoid that. So when I see that in people, and they honest from where they sit, like you said, it gives me a comfort with that person. You know, I understand how and why to interact with the person, and that gives me a comfort. So like when you said honesty, um, trust, I feel that.
And I think, like I said, integrity is living consistently with your values, and so it even goes beyond just being honest. If a person claims to be empathetic, or yeah, if they claim to have a certain degree of empathy, but every time you turn around, it's like they're doing the opposite.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
but they claim, what I'm saying, to be empathic. That's a little inconsistency. And that's kind of the opposite of integrity,
Mm-hmm. And,
hypocrisy.
mm, and see, even that part too. That's why I tell people. I mean, when you, for me, this is what word. This is how I understand word. The function, what it does. Like when you hear something, right? It gives you anticipation, right? So, like you said, if you keep saying you're empathetic, and then the first opportunity, second opportunity, third opportunity, you get to display it, and you don't show no empathy, and you justify it or make an excuse, I already know what it is. you know, like that's why I don't do the justification or excuses. Even if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I just apologize. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you why. No point. I did it. It's done. Let's figure a way to fix it and move forward. If we can't fix it, then we find a way to move forward or backwards or whatever we got to do. But I'm not about to dwell on it, and I'm not about to. I like to learn from things. Making excuses or justifying it, you lose the lesson.
Absolutely. Of course, and a few people here in the chat know. I spent over 20 years in the army, and the army itself has 7 values. I ain't gonna say that they hammer into us, because you shouldn't have to hammer values into people, but they have 7 values, 7 core values that they try to make sure is instilled in everyone, because the army takes people from all walks of life, and those values are loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. And sometimes whenever you go to like these little interviews or whatever to get promoted, sometimes they'll ask you, of the 7 army values, which one do you consider the most important? And 99% of the time, folks said integrity, and they were right, because like I said earlier, integrity is living consistently with all your values.
Mm. And it's now check this out. You constantly hear me say, I practice my art, the 42 ideas of my art, right?
Right.
The reason I got into that is because I was trying to develop integrity. I was trying to develop a universal level of integrity.
Mm.
So I began to practice my art, and my art, for me, it balanced me. It helped me understand that it's not the fact that the world is bigger than me. It's the fact that everything in the world is connected, and I'm just a small piece of that, but I'm still connected. So just me putting out positive energy, doing the right thing, no matter what goes on around me, I'm adding to some form of creation. I'm doing what I was basically designed to do or created to do, however you want to look at it. But I need to learn how. So I look for different things. That's why I studied religion, philosophy, and I found that's why I always say tools. I use all these things. I begin to use it to try to develop it, and then eventually it just becomes a part of you.
Right. Right. Oh snap! Yeah.
Dee, what up, sis? And like like you said, those 7 core principles too. Um, like just having structure. Uh, I think. Well, I'm gonna let you. What did those 7 core principles or values like? What did that do for you?
Well, I could say, fortunately, I grew up in an environment where, things like respect and, you know, finishing what you start and, things like that, are things that I was brought up with. They were beat into me. So when I went into the military, it wasn't, that wasn't a big adjustment, just being an overall decent person. Um, but I think it helps a lot, especially when you apply as a leader, because
Hmm.
then that's kind of where it gets different, because it's not about you anymore. Now you have to worry about the health and welfare of your subordinates, and so that you compromising your values for your benefit can ill impact your subordinates.
Hmm.
So that like there's a creed we used to say all the time. And part of that creed was, I will not use my position for pleasure, profit, or personal safety.
Hmm.
So, like I stuck to that. I made sure that, with all my conscious ability that, like I say, I wasn't, I was living up to that as much as I could. Like every time, got a little position of, promotion or a bigger office or whatever. I didn't forget who I was. I didn't power trip. I didn't skim off the top. I try to play above board with everything.
See, I was just sitting back listening to you. I just realized that like this is something like you said. I don't want to say like beating you, but this is something that embodies a lot of everything that we learn is good, I guess, in life. Just um, the way we interact, not only with our loved ones, but people we don't know. You know, like you said, what you do in the dark, do it in the light. So now let me ask you this: saying that how you gave us a couple ways how to spot integrity. Um, but what is there any other signs of like did you look for besides the consistency in a person's action and word? I'm seeing if that line up.
Just um, how our, like, say for instance, just you and I. Say if we work together. Uh, I'll be watching and listening and interacting with you, and I could just tell by the way you conduct yourself. It's just whether or not our values jive. If we, what I'm saying, if we look at the world the same way, or we present ourselves to the world the same way. Maybe that doesn't have anything to do with integrity, but I think part of what makes it easier for me to keep my integrity intact is, to do my best to interact with folks, who on the same line of thinking as I am. We don't have to agree on everything, but that basic moral fabric and all of that got to be pretty much the same almost.
I agree with that too because it's just in general. It's some people, and it's nothing against them. It's just some people like even on here, I completely avoid. I will not speak to them if I
That's
see them, and and it's like not saying anything wrong with them. I just know we won't vibe. Like it's just certain. And like you said, I mean, you made me. I'm sitting up here thinking, man. Like, you hit me with something, and then I'm literally replaying things in my head from my past, and I was starting to think, like, you know, the way view my values, right, predicated upon my experiences, will differ from other people. And I don't judge people, but now I'm beginning to understand why people are so passionate about particular, like even like you said, lifestyle. Um, and it's not to judge, but going back to understand why this person was so passionate about um, that lifestyle, and they lived it though. Like
Right.
so, from that perspective, looking and understanding how I feel about integrity, I'm like, damn, that was a bad month. Even though it wasn't something positive or right or nothing like that, but it was real about it. Like, so I mean, I'm just thinking now, like, um, even like thinking about like Genghis Khan, you know, like
Mm.
if you really think about Genghis Khan now, from
Yeah.
that perspective, like,
Yeah.
was, um, yeah, I think too much. My bad.
No, you good. For instance, like I work with this one little cat, and he's young. Well, I don't know. He's like 27. Um, and he's always trying to get me to come out and go to the bar with him. But I know from work, just being around him at work, that I can't be around him at a bar because if he get drunk, he gonna get on my nerves, and we gonna end up fighting. You know what I mean? So just you know, being able to see who he is and the type. I mean, he's a good guy, but it's just our values or beliefs at this point, and him at this point in his life, and me and mine, we don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't gel together. We're good at work, but outside of work, we couldn't have like a personal friendship or anything.
Right.
Because I think me hanging out with him would challenge my integrity. And I
Mm,
think, yeah, me personally, I don't think it's smart for me to put myself, intentionally in situation after situation that is going to challenge my integrity.
mm,
That's just me.
mm.
That's why, like I say, that's why we lead the hood and stuff, right?
Right.
So we can get away from that stuff. That's why we grow and we outgrow people in situations. Now, if I have to be there, then that's different. I'm
Right.
prepared for that. But I think,
There's certain things to if you're in that environment, some things you might have to do at a higher percentage if you were, if you were somewhere else.
right.
That's just fact. So, I mean, you would be challenging your integrity if you, especially if it's things like helping, not hurting.
Right.
That's
Just
one
a
of
lot, and allows a probability of me coming up short or not on my side.
the, and that's real what you said about just people and environments too. I never really thought about it like challenging my integrity, but now it's like it's not that they're challenging; it's I'm challenging my own integrity.
Hmm.
I put myself in that situation, so I'm looking at that from a different perspective. So I
You
call
know,
you the sensei.
but you know what though, you made that decision with the YouTube thing. You
Hmm.
recognize that, hey man, this ain't for me.
Right. Yeah, I can't do all that. Man. It's like me personally, brother, I'd rather, if I can't speak life into something, then I'm in the wrong spot. That's just how I look at it. It's not even the people, it's not the environment, it's me. I'm
Right,
not where I'm supposed to be, and that's
right,
just how I look at life now. I ain't trying to change nothing around me. I'm just trying to be effective and thriving wherever I go. And when I get to the right place, then I'm gonna have what I need. But until then, it's a journey, and I'm up for it. That's where you learn all the good stuff. Is in the journey. So I'm up for it. But like you said, not putting myself in those situations. where I'm challenging my own integrity. Like you playing, um, yeah, I ain't gonna say that on here. But
But
yeah,
I,
you
I
my
remember you
bad.
saying, you know what I'm saying, you was wanting to pack a tool. And I think you said it was your grandmother that said, look, if you pack that tool, then you gonna go places
Mm-hmm.
where you're gonna need it.
Mm-hmm. They, they said if I carry, then I'm gonna end up going places where I need it. But if I don't carry it, I'm not gonna go to those places because I don't have it.
Right.
And I'm like, you right. Like you right, because I ain't going if I ain't got it. But if I got it, I can go. So you absolutely right. Mm. Sensei strikes again and again and again. I
Yeah, and
appreciate it, brother.
a little bit ago, you was kind of mentioning how you try to be one with the universe and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that also kind of speaks to, like, if you break down integrity and the etymology of it, it goes to that, wholeness, oneness, not just oneness within oneself, but oneness with the world at large and the universe at large.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's what I was literally looking. Keith West is in the building. Hold on, let me give brother some love. Hold on, Keith. Hold on, I got you, brother. This another brother.
Keith West is in the building, y'all. Welcome, Mr. West.
Welcome, Mr. West. What up, Nine? Appreciate you, brother. KY's in the building. What up, Kalani? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. You
Co-
see, kicking it with this is serious, Kalani. I'm kicking it with the sensei. He got his own thumbnail and his own background. I got to put Cat Daddy up there somewhere. I wanted to see how it looked. I know where I'm gonna put. But yeah. So I'm just kicking it with the sensei, kicking it with the sensei, getting some enlightenment. I feel like Buddha. I'm chilling with Buddha right now. I'm just getting a lot of clarity. A lot of
I,
things is clearing up. You don't really understand. You waking up a demon, man. Like I'm really understanding. Like that.
hey man, if I'm Buddha, I need to get my weight up.
Bro, it's like Diogenes mixing with um, Dr. Phil Valentine right now. The ideas how to associate different concepts. I'm ready to write. Um, it's making different. I'm understanding different parts now. Just like having a different perspective. I'm looking at different people. Now I'm understanding the different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like why people understanding the passion in people. You can understand the passion in people. You can understand what drive, what motivated them. But some things don't make sense, right? Until right now, for some reason, right? Because if it's something negative, why is you so passionate about it? That's what I can understand. But it wasn't negative because they put um, because the way they did it, you know. So
Like
now,
you say, some people claim to be, a real N word, right?
mm-hmm, right.
You know what I mean? And so they fight tooth and nail, come hell or high water, to live up to what they think that means.
And see, that's what I'm understanding now. So, I mean, even, and there's some people who portray, but I'm talking about people who really, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, who really, now I'm understanding. And that's the only point. I don't care to judge if it's wrong or right. It's just literally understanding why it exists.
Right.
So,
It is what
yeah,
it is, but kind of
yeah,
why.
my bad. But Tay had a question. What makes people choose integrity?
I think it depends on everybody's personal definitions. Some people just knew what to say in that moment, when they're in these little interviews or whatever. But, like I said, I think it really does mean kind of living consistent with all your values and beliefs. That's, with all of them. So, you can believe in honesty and empathy and courage and all of these things. But if you don't live consistent with those, it's that displaying integrity.
And I will add to that. I think it can be various reasons too why people. I don't know if she meant like um, what what makes a person say, "Hey, I want to be known for being having integrity." Like is it something people just choose to do? Like this is just me, because we know everyone doesn't have integrity.
Right.
So like, what makes the two people different? I guess choice, and that can be various things. Like with me, it was I wanted to change. Like I wanted, um, but even I wouldn't even say that because not even looking back at me, like even when I was doing the wrong thing, I had a lot of integrity when I did it. I never crossed nobody. I always kept my word. Um, I was honest and trustworthy as much as I could be. You know.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that could be said though is that I don't think 100% integrity exists, because to me that would mean a perfect person.
Mm, mm,
Because
that
no
right
matter
there is.
no yeah, no matter what your values and beliefs are, you're not going to live up to them 100% of the time. In every situation you come across.
Right. Sometimes you might need a lot to save your life. There's other people. Hey, it is what it is.
According to my philosophy, then it is what it is. I guess I just got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, with the philosophy that I practice.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm straight.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I will just alternate the truth.
Right. Hey, I know we're talking about integrity, but you mind if I say look a few other things about values and beliefs?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the other day you had a show. You was talking about icebergs,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, values and beliefs are also considered. There's this phrase or expression called iceberg values and beliefs, and the reason why, because exactly like you said, there's part of the iceberg that you see above the water, and then there's the rest of it that's under the water. And as it relates to values and beliefs, what you see above the water is only a fraction of the whole iceberg of values and beliefs. And oftentimes, it's the ones beneath the surface that are driving a lot of our thoughts and reactions and responses. And so, if y'all get the time, if people get the time, I encourage you to go over your values and beliefs, like actually write them down and see which ones serve you and which ones don't, or which ones don't serve you in certain situations. Because you might have a value of never leave anything undone, or that could be your belief or value, and you stick with that. But sometimes that can get you into trouble because you may just need to stop and move on to something else,
Mm.
because in certain moments those values don't serve you.
And that's I couldn't articulate it better. That's gonna be a short. It's definitely gonna be a short. But that right there, like even when that made me question because like I ain't gonna lie, I'm not lying to you right now. I'm telling you the truth. If it came down to my life, I would lie. Like if I had to save my life, I would lie. But I don't. That's a hypothetical um, situation. I'm literally talking about if it's something to my head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then I guess it's the circumstance too, because um,
No, no,
yeah, I guess it'll fall under circumstance too. I
If
mean,
it
now that
ain't,
you think about it, like,
yeah,
'cause what if,
If it ain't El Chapo with a bandsaw, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I could just say, "Hey, do what you got to do."
yeah, because I'm thinking like, I'm thinking like, if it saved like my family life, I'm straight, I go. But if it's just, just to save my life, um, but then you don't know the consequences behind that. But anyway, so, um, yeah, you definitely have to check your values and beliefs because, um, so how, like, to me, it's just like the cheat code is consistency. Watching someone's consistency. Are their words consistent with their actions? Are their actions consistent? Um, I look for different signs to see if people are acting or putting on a show, but ultimately, it's hard to be consistent in something. But then you got professional people, you know. But what is there any? I mean, um, like I just feel like we need signs, there's more signs.
Well, it's as it concerns other people.
Yeah.
Well, I used to say all the time, people are always telling us who they are. We need to
Mm,
stop telling them who we are and just listen.
mm,
People
mm.
can't wait to tell you who they are. We just need to shut up long enough and listen.
I did a show last night on social intelligence, and one of the keys I gave to nurturing or developing social intelligence was effective listening, and that was why. If you want to know people, just listen to them.
Facts.
Mm. Sensei strikes again. I promise y'all, man. Look, Sensei gonna be making content right here. Oh, I told next time we gonna set that up so we can at least put this on your, these conversations. We can
Right,
at least put that on your page.
right.
But yeah, we gonna set that up. Definitely, because we gonna have discussions like this. I'm gonna be kicking it with the Sensei, because information overload right now. We gonna spill it. It's sauce dripping all over, and we ain't playing. Uh,
I have a question for you.
mhm.
Other than integrity, what's another value that ranks really high and why?
Honesty. And I guess like they kind of work hand in hand,
I think they
but
do.
um, but for me, like values, uh, I think, I mean, integrity almost encapsulates a lot of different things, honestly. But um, being honest uh, is one of them things that's so simple it's hard to do. Because first, to be honest with anybody, you got to be honest with yourself. So until I was able to do that, it was hard for me to be 100% completely honest with people. It was hard because I wasn't even honest with myself. So once I um, began being honest with myself, I started working on myself. And the more I worked on myself, the more confidence I built, and the more easier it became to be honest. Sometimes I think I'm too transparent. Um, But for me, like, when not even looking at it from another person, um, but looking at it from a mirror, looking at it like what is important value for me, is to be honest with myself.
For sure, man. Hey, you know what, man? The truth can't hurt someone who's honest with themselves.
Hmm. That's why the truth is never ugly. Not to me,
That's what I
never
said.
ugly.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
not ugly. It's just people telling the truth with ugly intentions.
Hmm. But where would you rank loyalty?
I think it depends on the situation
Or how?
because because
That's
I expect people to be loyal to themselves more than anything.
You know what? We ain't even gonna talk about that. That's another show, Sensei. We ain't even giving y'all the sauce on this one. That's a whole nother show. I'm kicking it with the sensei. I think I did a show on loyalty, but nah, not with the sensei. So that's gonna be a whole nother show. Man, look, if I'm trying to look, this is what y'all need to do right now. If y'all like these conversations, do me a favor, hit that like button and share this out because we trying to get Cat Daddy up here more. We got this series going on called Kicking It with the Sensei. When me and Cat Daddy come up here and we go talk about a lot of different tools you can use, but we also talk about behavior. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things, philosophy. This the sensei, you know. This is someone I get to kick it with. So we're gonna have a lot more of this, but we need to get them on more. So we're gonna encourage them, right? So make sure y'all subbed up to them. If somebody can drop this link in the chat, because we gonna put this content over there too. He ain't got the time to sit and make content, but he making time for us. So the least we can do is make sure it's over there too, right? So that's what we gonna do. We gonna show him some love because he's spitting soft. You know, this is free for you, but okay. I got carried away. My bad. But I was about to start spitting, but
So
yeah.
we're not gonna touch on loyalty.
Okay.
I gotta get
Another. That's a 2-hour show.
man. I had a whole avalanche.
I know you did. I heard it. That's why I was like, hold on, let me stop it. I knew it was coming. I knew it. But that's gonna be a whole show. I think that's gonna be a dope show. Yeah, that's gonna be a dope show. And it gives the people time to think, and so I appreciate all the interaction. Hey, look, that's what helps the channel. That's what builds the channel is the interaction. You hitting that like, you hitting that subscribe. Atmosphere, my guy. What up, though? Appreciate you, bro. You hitting that share. You commenting. Asking questions. The sensei is on the panel. Ask away.
Please do.
Tay got a question.
I know Tay gonna have a question.
She down there recruiting you. Hey, you already know he got a seat. He already got a seat. She said, "So, Cat Daddy, you in the 9?"
For sure. I thought that was a statement, not a question.
There we go. That's the sensei. But yeah, we definitely, we're gonna talk about loyalty. I'm gonna try not to talk about it. I'm gonna try to talk around it, but I'm a Padawan. Sensei, a full Jedi, he might mind trick me back into the question. So,
man, D Shep trying to pull it out of me.
Yeah. Oh, D Shep good at that. D Shep is good out of drawing things out of people. Yeah. Yeah. But if he keep hearing me talk, he'll be asleep soon. He fall asleep when he hear me talk, so he'll be asleep soon. Yeah, Kalani like loyalty, a whole nother show. You feel me, Kalani? You feel me? And look, we already talked about a couple other shows that just came off the top of the head. So this is what I'm saying. We need to make sure we showing Sensei some love. Make sure he shows Sensei some love. He's not a content creator. He posting content, but we about to put content over there. If Sensei spend his time sitting here building with us, we want to make sure at least that's over there at content. And when he ready to take off, it has a platform. So appreciate that. Appreciate everybody showing Sensei love.
I appreciate it too. I really do.
Anti, no, you needed to delete that. And you know what? Let me run this real quick. I'll run to the bathroom. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me just pop this. We have to play a little commercial.
This video is brought to you by the 9% and is powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go, we think and you know I'm gon' feed 'em. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll...
And we're back. But yeah, I want to touch on this too because having other people see me displaying that I have integrity has opened doors for me. You know, got me in different positions, got me around different people. People value that, just like when we was talking about how we value it. Other people value it too. You want to touch on that?
Say that one more time, I bet.
I said, like, when people notice, like, I have integrity, sensei, my bad, hold on one second. Sensei, when it comes to the matter of the heart and mind, which do you hold as your main tool of guidance? That's a good question.
Oh, they both have a say.
Mm.
You know, sometimes, you know, I get to operate in the reptilian brain, you know, because it's just only one way to go. But a lot of times, like I say, they go hand in hand, you know, because there's sometimes where my heart is like, do this, but my brain is like, you're a fool if you do, because this is going to be the outcome. You know, sometimes my brain is like, do this, but my heart is like, no, don't do that, because, you know, the brain is the logical one and my heart is the emotional. And sometimes the emotions override the logic, you know, for the sake of a relationship or something like that. And sometimes the logic overrides the emotion because it just is what it is.
Mm.
So they work hand in hand.
So, I mean, like with me, I try. And I think this is like a goal of mine. I'm trying to get a balance. And that for me is rational. Um, Not in the sense of the definition, but in my understanding. Rational both out, having a balance. Thinking of it as on a scale. Having logic and emotion work together to determine the best decision to create the choices, if that makes sense. That's what I try to do. That's what I'm inspiring to do and working on. Because, like you said, just being honest, that's what happens a lot. In certain situations, the heart will override, in other situations, logic will override.
How does logic override emotion, Kailani? It keeps me from slapping people. Keeps me from cussing people out. It keeps me from ripping off my company shirt and walking out the job naked. Logic keeps me from doing a lot of stuff. When my emotions be like, man, hey, you know what, man, y'all know I really don't need this. I got, you know what I'm saying, a couple of streams of passive income. I could do without this.
Hey, that's real. Cause I've been thinking about that. Like logically, it does not make sense for me to do this, but emotionally, it'll feel good. impulsive. I think logic um, prevents that impulse, that initial uh, reaction, and the logic. I think reaction is emotional. Logic is thoughtful. That's how I look at it, especially the way you break it down.
And logic also keeps me from cussing at my kids when they get on my nerves. Logic holds me down. And I don't know if this is backwards, but I'll say logic is what I do, but my heart is how I do it.
Mm,
Do I do it with empathy? Do I do it with compassion? Am I respectful? Am I rude? Am I, just it the nature of which I do things, the degree or the severity or am I giving my all, my full intent into something? That's the heart.
mm. You maybe just gave me the formula. You did. I'm serious. Like I just told you, I'm trying to balance it out. How do I do that? How do I use both of them simultaneously? Yeah.
Like I said, there's no ugly truth, just people telling the truth with ugly intention. So the logic is the truthful part, but that heart is an ugly heart telling the truth.
Man, I think a lot of stuff. Man, y'all just don't know how much sauce is being dripped up here right now. I just gave an equation, and sensei gave the formula to it. Wait, a question was asked. Think about what just happened. Question was just asked. How do you do something? I'm like, well, I'm trying to use both of them. How, man? Okay, well, here's the formula. Here's the sauce, sauce, sauce. I ain't even getting paid for this.
Mm.
Emotions prevent us from not wanting to hurt someone. Logically, some things have to be done for the greater good of the situation.
Yes, sir.
Question, Sensei, what's your difference between empathy and sympathy? I'm gonna let you rock out with that one first, but I got a whole different uh, concept of empathy and sympathy but I'm gonna let you rock out.
They rhyme. Now, I think empathy is a big buzzword right now. It's a word that gets a lot of brownie points, and I think a lot of people use it when they truly don't have empathy. And then a lot of people live in that empathy when really they're not emotionally strong enough. So, having said that, um, empathy is being able to understand, envision, and kind of sort of live in someone's uh I don't want to say pain because it's not always about pain and bad stuff.
Right.
Just live in someone's experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sympathy, but I think empathy is also you doing that for an actual productive, tangible outcome. And I think
Yeah.
sympathy is just feeling sorry for people. Like you have my sympathy, like, oh, I feel bad for you.
And see, Cot, what up, sis? Appreciate you. Shout out to 6ix9ine in the chat. That's my DJ. Cool DJ. But a brother broke it down to me. Like empathy with the empathetic system in your body, like you literally feel. And with empathy, you emotionally attach yourself to a person's perspective, like you said. With sympathy, it's like you're feeling what they feel, um, but there's no action. You just feeling it. With empathy, he said, you basically like what you said is with the intent to uh, have some type of positive interaction. If it's to help a person or just enjoy, And I used to always say I'm empathetic, not sympathetic, because I'm looking. If I'm gonna feel what you feeling, is to understand, to help, or to participate in a positive way with it. If it's to help or if it's to enjoy. That's how I always looked at it. Empathy and sympathy. I just looked at sympathy like you just feeling it with them.
Hmm. Let me tell you one thing that's great about living in this day and age. I am a world class you Googleologist. So, according to Google, it says empathy is our ability to understand how someone feels, while sympathy is our relief in not having the same problem.
Mm.
That's one. That's just one. Of course, there's more. And that
Ooh, happy I ain't got that problem. There goes
right,
some
and that
sympathy
one,
for you.
kind of it sucks to be you,
Right.
and that was kind of in line with what I said.
Without no, I never thought sympathy was good. I just thought it was like, hey, I really,
Like Major Payne said, if you want my sympathy, look in the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
the realest one is in the building. What up, bro? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I got Sensei up here, bro. Big Mix. What up, brother? Hey, it's all right, Big Mix. No problem. But I promise you, bro, it's worth whatever you missed is worth going back listening to. Me and Sensei been up here kicking it. We do got a topic. We talking about integrity, but right now we done built on that for an hour. So if y'all got some questions, we can rock out like this because this is fun too.
Yeah,
You got the word, you got the sensei up here, you got some sauce. I'm telling you. So it's free right now. I ain't even monetized. So go ahead. This is like the debut. We'll do this a lot more. This right here, um, this is dope. This is dope, and I appreciate this. I appreciate this for real, Cat Daddy. This right here is dope.
I'm digging this myself, man. D. Shep said, most of us have empathy towards another, which stems from sharing similar experiences. And I agree that makes empathy a lot easier. It also makes trauma bonding easier.
I was about to say that. That's the danger of being um, empathetic. Like empaths. It's easy if you're an empath. It's so easy to trauma bond with somebody because you're gonna empathize with whatever, the positive or the negative. So the positive is good, but the negative, uh, especially if you share similar experiences, um, the intent of the interaction is caused by trauma. So
Well, are you familiar with the phrase that because you worked in the medical industry, you were so I'm sure you've heard of secondary traumatization,
yeah, yeah,
which like I said, that's kind of when I said people, you know, live in their empathy, but a lot of the times they don't have the tools or the know-how to not suffer from basically secondary traumatization. Where like say you go through something and I haven't experienced it myself, but I put myself in your shoes and your experiences, and it's almost like I lived through that moment myself, and now I'll walk around with pain similar as almost as though it happened to me.
and see, I like the way you explained that too because, like, say, so, like we talking about trauma, like trauma bonding, so that's more psychology. Um, but then when you get into like the metaphysics, like soul ties, people attach soul ties to trauma also. similar experiences, they connect. Um, so even that, mm, mm. Because like you said, without the proper tools, even really truly understanding what's going on, I don't think a lot of times people know that's what's happening. It just they get that sensation or relief, like the having somebody being able to relate to them. And like I believe emotions are like fog. You know, when you feel good, sometimes you can't see what's right in front of you, and you don't realize, oh, we're trauma bonding. We're not, we're bonding, but it's through um, a course of trauma. Um, and then like you get that initial, bond and that good feeling, but then as time go on, you realize like this person ain't for me. Things start happening, and then you don't have that good feeling with that bond no more. And some people act out. 755 in the building. Oh, they hitting us with the question. Um, so Big Nick say, what is your take on religious take? I ask not in pretension or pretext, but what it has shown about the world. Mm. Me personally, I think like reading and studying different religious texts. Me personally, I came to the conclusion it's just different, same stories, different perspectives, and everything has cycles, right? So a lot of the things we go through now, people went through in the past. Um, so even when you say how it looks at the world, you go see similarities, but the times have changed, so you go see differences too. You'll see multiple things existing in the same spot, but um, I don't believe nothing is new under the sun. Like I said, most religious texts they correlate with other things because they're similar stories told from different perspectives. Just like we all sitting in this room now, it's 10 of us. We go somewhere else and they ask what happened here. We gonna have similar stories with differences in it.
And D Shep mentioned something, and I kind of do want to point out, and I put it in the chat that empathy isn't exclusive to negative situations.
Yeah,
That in fact we probably be better off if we use empathy more in positive outcomes. Helping people live in those joyful moments and those joyful experiences in life. If we applied our empathy toward that more, maybe we wouldn't have to apply it toward the negative outcome so much.
yeah. 'Cause, I mean, empathy is the act of feeling another's emotion. I
Right.
mean, or being able to relate to another one's emotion. So that's positive or negative.
Right.
So it's not bad. We just point out the bad, we point out the good too.
I
Those are
think
not,
as humans, we just live in this whole negativity bias.
yeah,
But
and,
there's this thing actually called the empathy amplification hypothesis. That's all about that. About positive emotions should be associated with greater levels of empathy.
is there such thing as transferring that negative energy from being an empathic? Is there such thing as transferring that negative energy from being empathic? If you're saying like, I'm trying to understand what you're saying, um, like being an empath and having negative energy, transferring it. Is that a such thing? Like if you're an empath, can you transfer negative energy?
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Mm,
I don't know if that's what it's saying.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying to.
if that's what you're saying, all empaths can mirror. Um, Energy is transferred, it's not destroyed. It's only really transferred. So, um, being an empath, I don't know if you're asking like, is it easier to transfer energy as being empathic? Uh, but you definitely will change. That's like this. If there's a room full of people smiling, laughing, and giggling, and I walk in and just say, F everybody, I didn't transfer that energy because people go feel a type of way. Right? Some people will. Maybe some people don't allow it to bother them. But if that's why I tell people to care about how you feel, because if someone can change the way you feel inside by something that they do outside, then they don't gain control. They transfer energy. They changed your mood. Can an empath do it better, or is it worse with negative energy when an empath do it? I believe so. Those are people who are highly in tune with their emotion. So just as well as something can create something good, it can destroy too. Even if you look at the Bible, God wasn't only a good creator; He was a master destroyer. So it's the same. I don't know if I answered that question. But, my bad. Except I agree. Okay.
I would recommend for folks who know that they're have a high degree of empathy or consider themselves to be empathic to definitely learn how to channel that energy or transmutate it or whatever. Learn how to you know have routines or whatever it takes for you to be prepared because one you'll never know when you'll be around somebody and it's going to draw that out of you. So have your self-help techniques ready uh, so that you, if it is one of those negative situations, that you can shed that energy.
And then Keith, I would say this, and um, Cat Daddy, I'm gonna let him build off of it, but I would say that me personally, I understand. Uh, I am, I ain't gonna say avatar, but this is a vessel, right? I feel I am a divine being having a human experience. I will not define myself by anything physical, because I'm much more than that. And that will do it injustice for me and my understanding and the way I even, I guess, conduct myself. Um, so for me, I think I'm beyond the body. For me, what about you, Cat Daddy?
That's pretty much my answer too. That's pretty much my answer. Like I know how the world views me and how the world sees me, but I also know how I see myself.
Right, totally aware of that. And you have to be conscious of that too. Um, but I don't allow that to dictate. I think that's the important part. But you definitely have to be conscious. So people be like, well, if you go to the doctor and I understand all that, but I still won't limit myself because of that. If that makes sense. Um, I think people hinder themselves with categories and um, like think about it. Um, you got me into stoicism. If you go to the hood and start talking to somebody about Greek philosophy, they ain't gonna be interested in that because they black. Black people don't do that. But in fact, first Greeks was black. You know, you start looking at history. Not saying Diogenes was, but I'm just saying like
And like even I don't consider myself a stoic. It's just something that I practice.
right.
It's one of many things.
And that's what I tell people. I don't discount the Bible. I don't discount the Quran. I believe in the 5 pillars. So I mean, it's things I use what's useful. You know.
Hey, if the food is good, I'm gonna eat it. I don't care who the chef is.
And then Big Mick says, Sensei, what does left-handed affect a person's attitude? Does it?
Yeah, I answered that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I honestly, I haven't heard that. I know I was born left-handed, but I broke my left hand when I was younger, so I had to use my right. So like in martial arts and boxing, I'm a southpaw, but I write with my right hand and I throw with my right hand. I can throw with my left too, though.
Oh, so you both handed.
Yeah. And I had to learn how to use my right, but I was born. I broke my thumb at a young age when I was in, I think, first grade, and I had to learn how to do everything with my right. I think he's asking, transfer to an empath. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. But that's the dangerous thing. Like people think empaths are just like these uppity, positive people. You mess around with the wrong empath, and whatever you give them, they go mirror it back, negative or positive. You go get it right back. Yeah, you go get it right back.
I think so. When you say it's difficult to learn techniques, what kind of techniques?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to wear you down here.
Oh man, I need to scroll
I don't
down.
know. I don't know where I'm at. Hold on. I really don't feel like it's the, okay. What we talking about is defense mechanism. I can't see. I'm trying. I'm gonna have to. If I scroll on my phone, I won't be able to find it. It's too many. I appreciate your comment though. It's just I'm way back. If I scroll on my phone, I won't be able to find it. I just see it. Okay, what was a defense mechanism? You talking about mirroring? No, mirroring is not. If you talk about mirroring, mirroring isn't. I wouldn't consider it a defense mechanism. It's just something that happens with an empath. They take on energy, um, emotional energy. They take it on, and what happens is it has to come back out. So I wouldn't consider it a defense mechanism. It's just the process of the way empaths process, how they process energy. That's why they say mirror. It's really not mirroring. Is going in and coming back out. But they use the term mirror. But that's what empaths do: absorb and release. You know, that's why it's good if they don't know how to transmute. You take in negative energy, they will put it right back out. That's why you can get a dark empath for someone who just constantly, who's empathic, who constantly takes negative energy and don't know how to not take it in or not how to transmute it and turn it into positive energy. It end up consuming them. They become who they are. You know, you are what your actions show. You know, so that's how you get dark empath. I think so because I'm empathic. Yeah, so I wouldn't consider it a defense mechanism, but it's more the process of how empath processes energy. God is master creator, but also the master destroyer. Will say, yeah. The queen in here? Oh, okay. I'm getting down exactly where will be trying to butter me up. Great answer where it thinks. I don't know what question I answered. I practiced stoicism. It never ends. Man, yeah. Sensei put me up on game. Um, and breaking news due to inflation. Oh man, I can't even be upset at that troll. I don't know if y'all blocked him, but that was funny. I hope y'all ain't block him because that was funny. I'm sorry, like trolls like that. I do not mind trolls like that. Please don't block that. But as long as you troll like that, feel free. I mean, it's funny as yeah. Just be Please hit the like button though. Make sure you hit the like button. Oh man. Make sure you hit the like button and come back with stuff like that. The inflation. Oh my goodness. My face hurt. I can't put that on the screen, but oh man. Do you believe in reincarnation? So do you believe we come back as human or some other being?
I have no clue. I don't even, to be honest, I don't know what I believe when it comes to that.
Like for me, reincarnation, my understanding is I don't truly believe you per se come back as a human being. I don't. Um, I believe in different dimensions, different. So I mean, in a different dimension, in a parallel universe, dogs can be the dominant, walking, talking species, and humans can be on all fours. Um, so yeah, I don't per se believe in. I believe this is the life that we currently in and we live. Um, but energy is energy, so it can be put into anything, I guess.
I think one reason maybe we don't know what happens after this life is because we would squander this one.
Mm. Hmm. Thinking about the next one.
Mhm. I'm too busy focusing on the one I got right here.
Yeah, that's deep right there. 755, what up, sis? I ain't even know 755 was in the chat. My bad. My biz. It's difficult to learn handwriting, fighting forms, building stuff, generally understand the right and design. Well, and then probably depending on how old you are too. I know nowadays it's probably easier. The fighting styles is actually easier for me. Building stuff was actually no, my dominant hand with building is my right. Uh, when I'm cutting stuff, I use my right, but when I'm physical stuff, I use my left. If that makes sense. But I understand what you're saying because most things are made for right hand. Most tools, most instruments, all that stuff really made for right hand. Like I went and found the left hand bass. I suck at playing a guitar and bass, but I got it. It don't matter if I don't know how to play it yet. I'll figure it out one day. Um, but yeah, I understand that. I don't know. I'm still scrolling. Yeah. I don't think that I miss anything. I believe in getting the most out of one. Yeah.
So Big Mix was talking about the reincarnation question. He was just saying he believes you're getting the most out of this one in reference to this life versus a reincarnated one.
Yeah. Because I mean, uh, I even think that what you do in this life determines if you even go through that process. If you have to go through it.
I kind of sort of believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about it. I won't say I believe it, but like those thoughts cross my mind. Like, the more, just say, virtuous you are in this life, maybe it starts you out at a better starting point in the next one. I'll say
Hmm. And even or lessons. I don't even look at like the starting point, right? I believe you are put where you are for a particular reason, and once you um if you accomplish it, then you go on to the next phase. I ain't gonna say next phase, but um looking at the Kabbalah, okay, you will go to another dimension. The next gate, you'll go to the next gate. Looking at um, Christianity, you go into heaven. What happens if you don't? You go to purgatory. Now, this was before hell existed. You know, everybody went into purgatory if you didn't make it into heaven. Was the thought. Then Jesus came and purgatory left, and now you got a hell. Um, I
I
mean,
get you.
almost every religion or spirituality states that you have something to do here to go somewhere else. So, um, I believe what we do in this life determines if we come back and have to redo it or if we can go to the next level.
Mm. Well, that's gonna take a while because I'm gonna live forever.
Right. Big Mix, you know, um, English writing countries are the only ones that read left to right. Other people read right to left and up and down. Like Arabic is written from right to left.
Hmm.
When you get into the Asian writing, it's up and down. Um, so the English, the grammatic language, the grammatic, well, the languages that stem from like the grammatic in the old English, they go from left to right. We do everything backwards for a reason. Got you living backwards for a reason. Always chasing your tail, never seeing what's right in front of you. Let me stop weighing on Rumble. Biggest fear is this is scripted.
I don't know. There's just big mix got me thinking. There's just a lot of stuff that I wish I had known then. Not then, but maybe a little earlier. Just stuff like heredity and like how DNA and your cells have memory and things
Mhm.
like that, man. That because I ain't gonna say I wish I had known earlier, but definitely if I'd have known earlier, younger, uh, I could probably understand and troubleshoot some of my own problems that I had. Could have got my head around things a lot quicker.
And it's funny you said that. It was, I don't know, I was editing the live and I remember saying it. Like, I was listening to it. And I think I edited out the live. I mean, the premiere I did. It might be in that premiere. But I was talking about how DNA is memory. Like, that's all, that's basically what DNA is. When
Hmm.
you take a seed and plant it, it grows from the vegetable or fruit or whatever it came from because it's memory. That's
Hmm.
what DNA is. DNA is memory. That's why we have features of our parents because the DNA remember what to grow.
Hmm.
You know, so with even within that, it has memory from which it came from. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have information from our ancestors within them.
So DNA is the hard drive, huh?
Mm-hmm. Similar to those crystal skulls. That's so within, so without. I got to download on that. That's what the crystal skulls is. Yeah, that's deep. That's the DNA is memory. So you have the memory of your ancestors within you. And I say, is that a good way to explain it though? I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. I never heard it explained that way. Everybody want to, every time I heard it explained, people use these $5 words that I don't understand.
Yeah, they try to, and that's why I try to tell people like I don't be trying to, like make none of the stuff I say philosophical. I can use medical terms. I can use big word. I can do all that. I can show you the array of my vernacular. I have no problem. But I want to give people something that they can use. And sometimes I think I be making things sound so simple. People just be like, "Ah, yeah, whatever." Kind of like when that lady found that $38,000 LeBron James painting at a garage sale. That's how my information is.
Tay said, "Do we want to talk religion tonight?" She's here for it.
I ain't messing with that. What's my Rumble ID? It's I don't even I can put it I don't know if I can put it in the chat, but it's um I gotta share a video. I don't even know how to get to it. But I have to share a video. I can put the link to a video. I just gotta erase it. Once I meant to share this one tonight, but I'm gonna have to chop it up and put it over there. This would have been dope. But yeah, I want to eventually go over there and just do a whole show. I think that'll be fun. Then I can just talk. Riaz, what up, though? Then I can just talk. Hey, let me know when you got that shit. That's because I gotta erase that. Do you know how strict YouTube is? If you drop a link on in their app and it does not follow their guidelines, they can take your channel. But I didn't put nothing over there but what I have over here, so. But I'm gonna put some other stuff over there, so I'm not gonna leave it. I'm following guidelines right now, but not later. Over there, anyway. Did you get it, Shut? Okay, cool. Let me erase that. Yeah, too. When I talk religion, I ain't talking no religion right now. I like poets, but see, this is what I'm saying. We got Cat Daddy up here. We should talk philosophy. That's where we gonna get the most out of Cat Daddy. Um, it's just asking about everyday life and perception. Philosophy is one of the unique understandings that Cat Daddy got in depth understanding in. So, um,
I know just enough to screw it up. No, I'm joking.
that's all we need, just enough to screw it up.
And then have to call a professional or call word.
I'm calling you. You call me just so I can call you. We'll figure it out.
They say life is about perspective, though,
Mm-hmm.
and realizing that your perspective is not the same as everybody else. It's kind of like the 6ix9ine perspective. Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Where you looking at it, it's a 6. I'm looking at it, it's a 9.
Is it not? Yeah.
We both right. Just another person's perspective. And I always just try to keep that in mind when dealing with folks. That their perspective isn't like mine.
And that was a big. No, I think I deleted it. I don't know if I deleted it, but that was like one of the understanding. No, I didn't delete it. Social intelligence is defined by the ability to understand your own actions and behavior as well as others, having effective communication, interaction with the intent of working together. That was one thing I wanted to show. Okay, here we go. Being aware of your current environment, the ability to empathize with others, no matter the sex, race, and culture, and take their perspective. Take it. You don't have to use it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But you understand it's theirs. So, um,
And they have a right to it. Just like you want people to respect yours.
and then to add on with this one, these are just three keys. The ability to adjust behavior with the intent to have effective, productive interactions with the people and the environment. Adaptation. One of my keys to developing social intelligence. If you're going into a setting, being able to adapt in positive ways. So not don't adapt it. I told them that too. Like don't adapt if it's having the awareness to know when to and when not to. But knowing when to. Okay, this is an environment that I can possibly thrive and grow in. So I have to understand the ways of the environment, and so I can properly interact with the people in it. You can't go in a room and expect everyone to do what you want them to do. Sometimes you got to go in a room and go with the flow. So,
Right.
and this is my favorite one: active listening. Listening with the intention to comprehend what the speaker is conveying. I use those two words on purpose: comprehend and convey.
I don't know. Find myself wondering if people are speaking to be heard or to actually be understood.
Mm. That's why I use that word conveying.
Yeah.
Because if you can comprehend that right there, what you just said, you will know if you should keep listening or walk away. Right?
Uh, Definitely don't argue because only a fool argues with a fool.
Mm.
At least that's what some philosophers say.
Points of view make us unique as long as the conversation is respectful. That's the foundation block right there, Keith. Respect. I mean, I believe I would almost call that a cornerstone when you're interacting with people. If that can be established, I think different things can be worked out if it happens. You know, um, I think we more willing to listen to people that we respect. I think we tend to be more understanding towards people who we respect, and even give the benefit of doubt. I feel if we respect a person, we give them more of a benefit of the doubt. So I think if that becomes a cornerstone, that can just lead to more healthier interaction.
Mm. You saying that got me thinking back to this audiobook I'm listening to called Thinking Fast and Slow. And in this book, this guy talks about the halo effect, which is a type of cognitive bias in which our overall impression of a person influences how we feel and think about their character. I had to Google it real quick. And how it relates to what you were just speaking about.
While you looking at that, I was just thinking about something. I read so many books, and I couldn't remember where I got certain concepts from. So I just began to apply things, and the more I applied it, the more I understood it, and I was able, um, I guess, to tell it from my perspective. That's why, like everything I tell You can find it in a book, but you ain't gonna find it the way I said it. That makes sense. I had to practice it, like even that, like respect, like understand. I had to correlate it with building, and you got pillars, but you also have cornerstone, and that cornerstone, if it's not placed correctly, the whole foundation can crumble. It won't be strong. It's one stone that starts the foundation. Um, so having that there, you can build a strong foundation that can hold pillars. That's how I look at respect. If that's there, it can hold up other different aspects of, honesty, loyalty, dignity, whatever else you want to put on it, on the foundation. If respect is there, it's solid to hold it. That's how I have to understand. Is that weird? Like that's how, like when I hear certain things, I have to. I don't know.
No, you're right. I mean, without respect, I mean, really, almost when it comes to relationship, nothing else matters. Because if you don't respect me, just say if this is a man and a woman or an intimate relationship, if one person doesn't respect somebody, could they love them?
Right. Right.
Well, uh, if it's employee an employer relationship, if you don't respect your employer, will they get the best out of you?
Mm, nope. I can say no to that. I wouldn't. No.
Yeah, respect is definitely, it's pretty much paramount just about in any relationship.
And respect is one of the things, in my opinion. And I'm gonna just give you my concept. I lead with respect, no matter what the situation is, because it's in me and it's gonna come out. Now, if I can't allow it to come out in conditions, circumstances, or around people, I tend to leave because I'm not. Um, I don't feel I should be in places or around people I can't respect. You know, because like you said, I feel like I didn't look at it as like I was challenging, my integrity, but now I do. So now I have a deeper understanding with the tools you gave. So I am challenging myself, putting myself in places I didn't know why, but now I can put something to it. I don't want to challenge the fact that this is how I decided to live is to lead by respect. I mean, lead with respect, because that's what's in me, and I want it to come out. And if I can't get the environment or around the people that I can do it freely, then I go find them.
Mhm. That I roll the same way. That's why I don't hang out with the people I work with because I have a respect for them at work, but outside of work, it really ain't a whole lot there. Just by the way they act at work.
Yeah, you know what? And that the subconscious is so powerful. Like I've learned to through meditation to actually I don't want to say communicate, but I don't truly feel like you can 100% merge with your subconscious, but you can make peace with it because sometimes you will do things subconsciously and not even know what you're doing. And a lot of times, I mean, even equating that to one of the lessons I just recently did, you functioning out the ID generally when you doing things out your subconscious. So I had to make peace with that, you know. And that's just your lower instinctive desires, you know. I had to make peace with that. And that's why when you saying, when we was talking about the metaphysics of integrity becoming one, the mind, the body, and the soul, having all three of them complement one another, and not work against one another. You gave me the formula for the heart and mind, so I appreciate that.
No doubt, man. Just glad to be of service.
And I'm being honest, like even studying occult science, I've never seen that. And you made it sound so simple.
To me, it just seems like that's just a natural way that your emotion and your logic would work in tandem. Because, you know, a lot of times it just seems like it has to be one or the other. You know, and you talk about duality and it's a spectrum. And, you know, so it, like I said, it don't always have to be on the, you know, at the ends of the spectrum.
The idea of duality is balance too. That's
Right.
where harmony is found within duality is in the middle of one and two man balance. That's where harmony is found. Somebody was asking me about the yin yang sign. In fact, like the yin yang sign, if you look at both sides represent light and dark, a positive, negative, ice, water, whatever you want to say. But is the reason it comes together. That's the balance. That's them two working together, complementing one another. Not one overthrowing the other one, but they both working complementary to one another. That's man woman. You know, the reason there's so much dysfunction because one is trying to dominate the other when in fact they're supposed to complement. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
We in a state for some, we in, I guess, a state where something has to be better than the other when in fact one needs the other. One functions highly with the other. Can they function alone? No. If there's all men here, eventually life will die out. If there's all women here, eventually life will die out. We need one another. Man comes from woman, you know. So if woman is God, God creates God. So all those explanations, I just feel we got so many kinds of balance. Is when two opposing forces complement one another. You know, even fire can sit on top of water. So it might need things involved, but it can happen. Natural gases make it happen though. So I can't say that. It's fire underwater, you know, from natural gases, you know. So
There's another word for it. What, symbiotic, I think is the word.
I have to look that up. It'll make me lie right now. Oh, you're talking about for the opposing forces working together?
Right.
Yeah. I thought you was talking about for the natural cause
Oh,
of
no, no, no,
fire.
no, no.
I was about to say I do not know what the name of that is. I'm in a union brotherhood, so it's different for me as far as co-workers. I don't party and hang with. Yeah.
I don't know. Part of that came from, you know, my time in the military. You know, just not put myself in a compromising position, either if I'm in front of my leadership or if I'm in front of my soldiers. You know, like say if one of them did have a function going on, say like one of my soldiers had a party or whatever, I stop by to say hi and then I'm out. You know, for a little esprit de corps and team building and all of that stuff. But then, all right, I gotta go. Y'all don't do nothing stupid.
You know, when I stopped inviting like co-workers to private events, I think it was like my 26th birthday party. and I had rented a limo and everything. Went downtown. When I got down there, my cousin was playing the Lions weekend, so he hooked the brother up. I mean, they wasn't playing; they were scrimmaging the Lions through training camp. So he came through and hooked the brother up, and yeah, we partied hard. And I woke up with people in my house, people that peed in my living room, peed in my kitchen. Like my house was trash. And I was like, no, and it was all coworkers. Everybody I personally knew left. I'm like, why would y'all leave these ninjas in my house?
Mm.
We partied hard though. That was like a hangover party.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, it was like a hangover. Bro. I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm asleep, right? And I hear doo-doo-doo. And I jumped up and grabbed my stuff, and I come out looking in the bathroom. It's like my homeboy. I guess he was trying to pee and fell in the bathtub. Eat all on himself. I'm like, just lay there, bro. Just lay there. Then I look out like, oh, hell no. And it's like 6 a.m. I'm like, I can't, they drunk. I can't just tell them to get in their car and drive. So, I just let people sleep and then assess the damage in the morning. Like, man, this is wild. Then you go to work. They're like, I'm sorry. No, you ain't sorry. I'm sorry I invited you. I learned my lesson. I don't know how to act. Y'all some crazy people. Who raised you people? That's what I was thinking. Like, y'all supposed to be professionals, man. Y'all, wow. Yeah. I mean, I know I got everybody drunk, but dang. We had VIP. At first, I only had, so each table, it was like the VIP was on a dance floor. So it was a total of 8 tables. Each table has 2 bottles of liquor. I bought 2 tables. Then more people came, so I bought the rest of the tables on the dance floor. This was 16/5 of liquor. And every other table had a bottle of champagne. Everything was gone when we left. It was probably about 10. Everything was gone. Everybody, 2 people had to get carried out in wheelchairs. They couldn't walk. That's how drunk they were. And then on the way back, it was out of 10 people, 7 of them got in a limo. They rode down there with me. One of the people who I worked with, his girl grabbed my boy hat and peed in it in the limo. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Yeah, that was a wild night.
I'm gonna be hungover just from hearing that.
Yeah, that was a wild night. Patron and Remy on every table, 5th of it.
I think the only time I really hung out with coworkers was when I was stationed overseas. Other than that, nope. I mean, like I would be like when I was stationed in Germany, I hung out with some people. We got back here to the States and we were stationed at the same place. They're like, you coming to hang out? Nope.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Because they was snitching on each other. I'm like, man, y'all, how you, man, yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
And this job I'm at now, that's what it is, man. It's a building full of snitches. People can't wait to tell what went down on the weekend. I don't want to be a part of y'all foolishness.
Right.
I ain't doing nothing wild and stupid, but still, I don't want to be involved in nobody else's truth.
Yeah, I'm straight on that.
Yeah, when you tell your truth, leave me out of
it. This is one of them songs. I forget what song it is. Hold on, man. I forget what song it is. Which one did I play?
I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve in a world that's lost its way.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit, I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant, I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got...
You said you've been on mute. That's how I was last night on Anti. I kept talking like, oh, I'm on mute. You back, Cat Daddy?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I've been sitting back over here having a whole conversation.
I'm telling you, I did that yesterday. Anti did it yesterday. That's a common thread of YouTube. I was on here for 10 minutes talking to myself one time until I finally looked in the chat. Somebody was like, I hope he ain't talking because we can't hear him. I'm like, what? And I looked down and the mic was muted. I'm like, man, I didn't win it. And I was like, I can't even do that again. I can't do it.
Hey, realist, I guess that's how it be, apparently.
And I can roll with that. I can roll with that shit. You know, your name being good. You know, integrity. I don't. You know, people define things in their own, you know, unique way. I mean, you have a book definition, but it means something different to everybody else. You know, even me and Cat Daddy had, even though it was similar, but we, you know, it was different. You know, and if you really look into it, you know, even if you say your name being good, what is that saying? That's saying that, you know, people look at you as trustworthy, you know, honest, you know. So it'll still fall into line, you know, just said different ways. We all perceive life in our own unique way because of our experience. So we mean the same things a lot of times and just say things a different way predicated upon how we view it. Or even we express it the best way we can through vernacular or even painting and drawing and art sometimes, you know. So your actions in general, you know, like Cat Daddy said, the consistency of the action describes integrity to him. You know, if they consistent at being what they present themselves to be, you know. So that's why I said he made me think about a lot of different, and I'm going back and I want to look at different aspects of Genghis Khan now. Because yeah, I just got a different one. I got a new tool. I got a new toy. New way of looking at something. So.
I'm just checking to make sure I'm not on mute.
Hey, Keith, definitely. It's gonna be some of the best. Talking to Cat Daddy a lot of times is like talking to myself. I feel the same way talking to Cat Daddy. I feel like I'm talking to myself. But those would be the best conversations, I promise.
Hey, why Genghis Khan? If you don't mind me asking.
The perception of him. Like after reading like more of diaries of I forgot the guy's name, but I get it. But it's a diary of a guy who followed Genghis Khan and gave like a different perspective, like showed a little softer side of him. So just like looking, he was a warlord, right? So even giving them that title, you already perceive thoughts. So as you're reading, you look at things like, oh, no, he was shouldn't have did this. But now looking at him, even Vlad Impaler, like think about what he did. They came up with a procedure to impale people
Mm.
and leave them alive. So when people came, they heard the screams and moans. Why did he do that? Because he had a little army. He had people to defend. He didn't. If an army came, he needed something, So he went into psychological warfare. What he did was foul, but the reason he did it was to save his people, to keep his people safe. And if you came around and they captured you, technically you was an enemy. So was it? You know what I'm saying? Like what he did was gruesome. It was horrible. It was this. But look, what about the reason he did it and the people he did save? For the amount of time he saved them, because eventually they got overran. But was that wrong?
That,
Like far as integrity, you know what I'm saying?
oh
Like
man,
so,
Goddamn Plato, man. Well, the way he did that was whoa.
but think about that. Like to me, I admire him even more. Is
No,
that sick?
the
Like you had to come up with
precision,
something.
the surgical precision that's
Yeah,
required.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you and for how long it worked. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And now they associate vampires with him and all that. But
Mhm.
I'm saying, but for him, like you have to like for the position that he was in, he had to come up with something so unique and creative that it to repel people or to fear or to make them think or to gain some type of psychological advantage to save his people. He couldn't do it with brute force. He couldn't do it with negotiating. He couldn't. So he came up with that. And like I said, like people might think it's group, but he did the reason why he did it. I don't think is admired enough, even though. And then think about it. These are enemies. These ain't just regular people. These ain't even his people. These are people who coming to hurt him. He did that to.
Right.
So I mean, is war is war? Is it fair? No, nothing is fair in war. So I mean, just
You
like
know,
looking at it like that. Like I mean,
it kind of reminds me, like, makes me think about, like, if a lion kills a gazelle or a zebra or whatever, is that bad? No,
right?
it's not. It's not bad. It's not good. It just is what it is.
It is what it is. Hmm. But that really really made me admire Vlad, and I got to go back and look at Genghis. But I know Vlad like the back of my hand, so those probably should have been better analogy that most people probably familiar with too. I think people, I don't know, I don't know who people more familiar with, Vlad or Genghis.
And
Genghis was an animal.
and the world back then, you know what I'm saying? The
Oh
world, the
man,
world back then was a totally. It was whoa. It was wild, to say the least. So far removed from what we experience today. That that was
yeah,
that was the way of the world in general. Was just brutal.
and
If
it
you,
is now too. It's just I think commercialized. I'm gonna leave that alone.
it,
I think
it's probably more psychological than it is physical.
yeah, yeah, and from what we see, man, is yeah, yeah, that was deep though. But I don't want to keep you too long, brother. But I appreciate everything. This was a dope conversation. I'm definitely gonna be hitting you up. I'm gonna see your availability. I don't know if you try to get like 2, 3 times a month.
All right, we'll see how it work. I'm good if I don't have to work on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you let me know your availability, and you can even let me know what you want to talk about. Um, I'm kicking it with Sensei. You know what I'm saying? You helping me. Coming up here, sharing your knowledge, and so whatever you want to spit, I'm here for it. I'm here to build with it.
All right.
Um,
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, and I'm gonna support you too. So if you got something and you want me to ride shotgun, just let me know.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I appreciate it. Because this right here, this was big for me, and just having multiple perspectives, and especially the perspective of the sensei. Um, I think I couldn't have did it justice without having you up here. I wouldn't have did this topic justice by myself. So I greatly appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody in the chat rocking out, asking questions. The interaction is key. Definitely, definitely appreciate that. Yeah, we go do this more. We go do this more. I think this is a great conversation. And we got a background, for it. The kicking it with sensei background. We got a thumbnail for it. So this is a thing over here. You already heard what Cat Daddy said. He is a nine. So shout out to Cat Daddy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the nine. Uh, we ain't doing nothing but trying to make a better you to make a better us. Because the better we are individually, the better we are collectively. I truly believe that everything starts with self, and that's what I do. You know, I believe in self improvement, self development. That's why I'm having these conversations. Um, so I hope it helps. I'm trying to do my part. Um, I believe a lot of these things are just misunderstood or just not known to the point where we can actually use it as a tool, use it to benefit us, use it at our own disposal. So the more information we get, the deeper understanding we get, the better we know how to utilize it. So I hope from this conversation that, that's what you got, different understanding or perspective of how you can use integrity and why it should be developed, you know, why it should be something that's consciously on your mind every day. I always say I look for something to do better today than I did yesterday. And building on this, like I said, I feel it open doors for me. Well, is there anything you want to say, Cat Daddy, before we get out of here?
First, I just want to say, hey man, appreciate you. You know, I always have a blast when I come up here. I want to say thanks to the people in the chat for keeping this thing rolling and asking some really good questions and giving some really good feedback. Uh, so a lot of things were said that kind of got me thinking, and I wrote down some stuff that I'm probably gonna be thinking about over the next few days, actually. So I really appreciate that. Like I said, because I'm not just up here to learn from Word. I'm learning from everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
so, again, just thank y'all. I appreciate you, brother. And, anytime you need me, man, just give me a ring.
Oh, for sure, brother. You know I am, man, because this right here. And then next time I definitely want to set this up. And if I chop this up, I'll send you the video when I chop it up. But it's 2 hours and it's so much sugar and spice and everything nice. And I don't know if I could chop watermelon sugar. What up, though, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, But yeah, we'll find a way to get it over there too. But definitely moving forward, it's easy. Actually, look if you on your phone.
I can be.
Okay, what are you on now? Your computer?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the tablet.
Okay, so is it like a mobile tablet or
I got
like a
I got my phone.
desktop?
I have my phone right here beside me.
Because it's from where you at StreamYard now. So it's two ways to do it. Either hit more, and you will see an option to say stream to my channel, or you can look up in the right hand corner and it should say stream to my channel. So if it's not in the right hand corner, look under
I
the
see it say
option.
stream this to your audience.
Yeah. So next time when we start the show, that's what you go do. When you come up, you go hit that. The only thing you got to do is make a title. You don't got to worry about a thumbnail or nothing like that. I help you get all that settled up.
All right.
But we just want the content over there too,
All
so
right.
we can get people to start looking at things over there. Um, so that's what you'll hit next time. So, because if you do it now, it'll start from this very point. So I'm gonna have you come up and then start the show, or as soon as you get to talking, we will start the show. Either way, it don't matter.
Bet.
Um, So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do because the content need to be over there too. You know. But yeah, I appreciate you, Cat Daddy. I
I appreciate
appreciate
you too, man. Very rarely I meet somebody who seem to walk it like they talk it.
and it's not easy, man.
Oh, I
It's
know.
not easy.
That's
It
why I
takes.
don't see a lot of people doing it.
It's not easy. It's hard. It's temptation, um, but it's worth it, and it's more or less. I guess I get excited to see how far I came and how far I got to go. You know, I get excited, to see that. So, but it's not something that I understand why um, things are the way they are a lot of times. Because it's like it's not the most popular my way. Like your way too. There's certain things that might not be popular to other people that like this is me though. This is what I stand on. This is what I believe. Um, and it might be not something not popular to the crowd, but it makes you you. So um,
Well, all right, my guy. Hey, appreciate you as always, man.
appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to Cat Daddy, aka the Sensei, and this was kicking it with Sensei. This episode was about integrity. We got a lot more coming up. Um, we got some more shows coming up. This was definitely dope. This ain't the first one, and it ain't gonna be the last one. So go check out the show about resilience if you didn't check that one out. Yeah, because that's another dope show we did. Um, so this is what we got to offer. These good conversations. Hopefully, you get some of these tools you can use to make your situation better individually, and that we can come together collectively and make the community or tribe better. That's my that's just how I envision it. A lot of these topics or subjects I talk about is about self development. I'm still currently working on self. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. So I appreciate y'all taking this journey with me. Um, I don't believe in perfection. I believe in progression. Nothing is perfect in the midst of creating. It's only deemed perfect after a finished product. So until I'm dead and gone, it ain't for me to say I'm perfect, but I'm gonna keep progressing towards perfection. You know. Um, So I appreciate y'all coming along this ride, this journey with me. We go grow. We go get bigger. Why? Because we deserve it. We doing the right things for the right reasons. All right. So why not? That's what happens, right? When you do the right things for the right reasons, you get the right result. Are we gonna go through some bumps, some hurdles? Yeah, and we ready for it. We built for it, and we showing y'all with these conversations. You know, um, we ain't worried about no adversity or none of that. We know where we going. And appreciate y'all for helping us get there. But y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel. These the conversations that build nations. And if I said anything to resonate with you, or if Cat Daddy said anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Go tell somebody to tell somebody. Help us spread the word. But until I don't think I'm coming back tomorrow. Oh, hey, so shout out to Leticia. She suggested a topic that I do want to talk about. Forgive but not forget. I did a show on that, so we gonna delineate on that. Um, forgive. So that's coming Sunday, I believe. I think I'm gonna do it Sunday. Forgive but not forget. What she wanted to talk about was the fact that you can forgive someone, but you don't have to work with them, like be around them, but you can still forgive them and move forward. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So check that show out that I got. I probably put it in the community. Yeah, I shared in the community, so you don't have to go looking for it. And then we go do that show Sunday, so that should be fun. But y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel. These right here are the conversations to build nations. You know, and we out.
try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah.
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression,
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this evening. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race.